Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 18, verse 74. Arjuna, in the last verse, surrendered to Bhagavan Krishna. He said, Prabhu, all my confusions have gone. Absolutely, there is no doubt. It is all because of your grace, Prabhu. I will do as per your words. Hare Krishna, I will do as per your words. This is what Arjuna said to Bhagavan Krishna. Now Sanjaya wants to say something. Verse 74. Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya partasya cha mahatmanah samvadamimam ashrausham adbhutam romaharshanam. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says in this verse, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Vasudeva. Vasudeva means the one in whom everything has its being. Vasu means means the one who is effulgent and all-knowing Deva. It can also mean son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva. Not Vasudeva. Vasudeva. His father's name is Vasudeva. Bhagavan's name is Vasudeva. Arjuna is called Partha, that is son of Pruta. The word Mahatma is applicable to both Krishna and Arjuna. The word Mahatma means the one whose mind is great. Arjuna is a Mahatma because he received the teaching directly from Bhagavan Krishna and all his delusions were completely destroyed. That is why Arjuna is a Mahatma. Sanjaya says the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna made his hair stand straight. Further, Sanjaya says it is Adbhuta, wonder. This conversation contains the entire Vedanta Shastra and also Yoga. Thus, it is a complete Shastra. Sanjaya says, I have heard this conversation. How Sanjaya could hear this conversation, which was happening in a different place, from the Hastinapur palace? Again, in my view, TV is not a new invention, as we think. Millions of years back, Sanjaya could see what is happening in the battlefield. A kind of direct relay. We can say instead of ball by ball commentary, it is arrow by arrow commentary from the battlefield without any advertisement, no break, continuous. You are seeing it from a distant place. In the next verse, Sanjaya will say how he was able to see that, what is happening in the battlefield. That is the next verse. Swami Chinmayananda says, at the opening of the Gita, Arjuna declared to Govinda, Bhagavan Krishna, I shall not fight this war. No chance. Sorry, Krishna. Sorry. I will not fight. I shall not fight. He became despondent. The same Arjuna, entirely revived, now declares, I shall abide by thy will. Hare Krishna. I shall abide by thy will. The cure is complete, and with that, the Gita Shastra ended. In Gita, the conversation between Vasudeva, that is Bhagavan Krishna, and the son of Pruta, that is Arjuna, it is but a silent mystic dialogue between the higher and the lower in man, the spirit and the matter. Vasudeva means the Lord Deva of the Vasus, the 8 Vasus, Ashtavasu. together preside over time. Therefore, Vasudeva stands for the consciousness that illumines the concept of time, projected by the intellect of man. That is the meaning of Vasudeva. I already said, every Nama of Krishna, it has got a meaning, specific meaning. We have seen Rishi Kesha, controller of senses. Vasudeva means, again repeating, the consciousness that illumines the concept of time projected by the intellect of man. In short, Vasudeva is the Atman, the self. Partha represents matter, that is earth, which is capable of shedding itself sheath by sheath to emerge as a pure eternal spirit, that is supreme. This act of understanding himself, different from matter vestures, is man's highest art, the art of unveiling the infinite through the finite. The technique of this art is the theme of the entire Gita. Sanjaya calls this philosophy, the Gita philosophy, as Adbhuta, marvelous, wonderful. He says, he exclaims. Swami Chinmayananda says, Gita is indeed marvelous and wonderful because it revived the completely broken personality of Arjuna into a dynamic personality. Because of this practical demonstration of its powers, to bless man, Gita philosophy is the marvelous one among all philosophies. This philosophy invests life with a supreme purpose, turning it into a glorious pilgrimage to divine perfection. Man is moving from imperfection to perfection. Through a process of diligent re education, the broken personality of the inner man is rehabilitated with motherly concern. Swami Chinmayananda says, such is the magic charm of this enriching philosophy that even a casual reading is sure to inspire a sincere study. I repeat again this sentence. Even a casual reading is sure to inspire a sincere study. It has proved beyond all doubts that the average human being is endowed with potential power with which he can easily conquer all the expressions of life in him and command him to manifest exactly as he wants. Whatever you want, everything has been given to you. Infinite power is within you. So man is the lord of his life. He is the master of the vehicle. The body, the body is the vehicle. You are the master of the vehicle. Man is not a victim of some other mightier power that has created him, only to be endlessly tossed by the whims and fancies of his own body, mind and intellect. Oh, Bhagavan is not doing anything. When this truth is revealed, it is natural for Sanjaya in ecstasy to exclaim, oh, what a marvelous revelation! What a stupendous demonstration! Adbhutam, Adbhutam! He shouts. Swami Chinmayananda says in this verse, Arjuna is glorified as Mahatma and not Bhagavan Krishna. That is Partha Sarathi. The Sarathi is driver. Partha is Arjuna. Partha Sarathi. So Bhagavan is not glorified. What the Mahatma, the word Mahatma represents only Arjuna. That is what Swami Chinmayananda says. The Pandava prince had the courage and heroism to come out of his mental confusions when he gained the right knowledge from his master's teachings. Certain acts of a child calls forth admiration. We also do that. What we say, we appreciate the child, even though it achieves a small success. Oh, wow, 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 you done well. We used to say. But if the same acts are performed by a grown-up person, it will look ridiculous and childish. So Arjuna was overwhelmed by his emotions and paralyzed into inaction. He is brought awake to life's mighty truths. Gita philosophy prepared him to sacrifice his individual leanings. Because he said, he cried, how can I kill my grandfather? How can I kill my friends? How can I fight with my uncle? So his individual leanings were there. Gita philosophy prepared him to sacrifice his individual leanings and act according to higher callings within. To the omnipotent Lord, the declaration of whole Gita is a love play. It's a child's. He loves that subject. But for the confused Arjuna to understand the philosophy and heroically walk out of his confusions is indeed an achievement worthy of appreciation. Thus, Bhagavan Krishna, the all perfect, is almost ignored, but Arjuna, the mortal, who has understood the art of living, as expounded in the Gita, and has actually revived himself by living it, is heartily congratulated and glorified as Mahatma, Mahabahu. Arjuna is called Mahabahu. Sanjaya's sympathies were with the Pandavas, but as the Sanjaya's sympathies were with the Pandavas, but as a minister employed under Dhritarashtra, he was eating the salt of Dhritarashtra, and it was not dharma for him to be disloyal to his master. At the same time, in the context of politics of that time, Dhritarashtra was perhaps the only one who could have stopped the war. So if Dhritarashtra is the king, blind king, if he wanted, he could have said, no, you wanted only 5 houses, take 5 houses, no war. Finish, matter over, because he was the king. Like we call as like Hitler type. The moment you say this is the thing, finish, matter over, no fight. He could have declared peace and no war. Matter would have been over at that time. So diplomatically, Sanjaya tries his best in the following stanzas, coming stanzas, to bring into the blind king's heart the suggestion of a peace treaty. He makes the blind king understand that Bhagavan Krishna has revived and reawakened the hero in Arjuna. The blind king is reminded of what the consequences would be if the war continues. So, as a minister, he has to not like today's ministers. Today's ministers, whatever the leader does, yes, yes, you are right, you are right. Otherwise, his ministry will be he will be chucked out. Those days, ministers will tell king's word is word. They will be loyal to the king, but whatever they want to say, they will tell the king. Decision is to be taken by the king. So the blind king is reminded by Sanjaya of what the consequences would be, the death and disaster to his 100 children, the pangs of separation in his old age, the dishonor of it all these are brought home to Dhritarashtra. But the king's blindness seems to be not only physical, but also mental and intellectual. For Sanjaya's moral suggestions fell on the deaf ears of the blind king. So those verses we will see tomorrow. Verse 74 again. Sanjaya uvacha ityagam vasudevasya partasya cha mahatmanah samvadamimam ashrausham adbhutam romaharshanam. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Hari Om Sarvam Krishnarpamastu. नारायण 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 नारायण